This video will show you how to create an ebook with WordGenie, which is Designrr's built-in AI writer. And once I select that I want to create a new book with WordGenie, I need to agree to the content policy. I probably only have to do this because this is the first time that I've actually used WordGenie. And I'm going to go to Next here. And first we need to choose a topic or niche. And I decided to go with home office ergonomics here because this is something that I recently had to study in order to fix some health problems that I was having. And as I was studying it, I turned it into a workbook, and I was curious to see what designer would write on the same topic. So we made a few more selections here, and now we need to choose sub-niches. And the sub-niches are really more like subtopics. So whatever you select here is likely to turn up in the table of contents, which is going to be on the next step. So select the ones that seem most relevant to your topic or that you most want to have addressed in the book is probably a better way to look at it. And you can hit the regenerate button at the bottom if necessary. And once you've found the best ones, then we can go to next. And now we get to define the audience, which is likely used in the way that the book is going to be written, the type of language that is used, and the applications that are going to be referenced. And so that's why I'm specifically thinking about home office and remote workers, not big office ergonomics, but rather like how to customize your home office, or if you're doing remote work, like from a hotel or from a rented conference room, the type of things that you need to know in order to make sure that you have a healthy setup wherever you may be working from. And so I'm actually going into a little bit of detail here. And we'll say next. And here it's going to generate a number of titles that we can choose between. And of course, hit regenerate at the bottom. I kind of wish that there was just a way to edit the titles and or add my own. But of course we can do that later, but it would be nice if we could do it here. But in any case, there were a few good ones here, I think. And of course, the title can be changed later, so it's not that big of a deal to get one that's perfect. But if you can find one that at least addresses the topic correctly, like in the way that you're approaching it, then that would probably be best. And if you regenerate a couple times and you can't get something like that, then you might need to go back and edit some of the previous choices that you made. But hopefully within one or two regenerations, you'll be able to find a title that you like. And now we get to make a few selections related to how we want the ebook to be written and how we want it to sound. And I think it actually took these suggestions from what I previously wrote when I said the audience, because I didn't really have to change anything here. It was pretty much already where I wanted it to be. And so I just hit next. And now we're in the simple editor interface, or like the text editor. This is where you can proofread the text and easily make any edits that you want. You could also copy and paste it into Google Docs or Word or Grammarly or whatever you wanted to use any kind of a spell checker or anything like that. And it also has a nice feature right here where it can automatically add images for you. And I'm just going to make a quick little edit right here to one of the chapter headings. And then we're going to try out this image adding feature. So we'll say add images to content and head to the next step. And this is where it's going to actually draft the document, or the book rather. And it's pretty interesting to see how it does this. So it already has the table of contents laid out, and it just goes through and piece by piece probably has a prompt for each chapter, and it generates a chapter at a time. Works pretty fast, and I'm actually quite impressed with the writing. Now, I have another video on my channel that shows my process for researching and writing ebooks. using Gemini AI. I use their deep research tools and Gemini's Canvas mode, and it's very effective. I have a video. I'll try to link to that in the description, but this is a much more hands-off way. And I also like a lot about the way it generated the table of contents. I like the writing style. It is actually very engaging. And I would say it's doing a considerably better job than most people would be able to do with kind of standard prompts and ChatGPT or Gemini or anything like that. And it's pretty much automatic. I mean, what did that take? Like 5 minutes to fill all that out. Could have gotten through that faster. And now I could just go and get a cup of coffee instead of sitting here and scrolling through it. And it's probably going to be done in less than 5 minutes here. And so I don't know if I would ultimately want to just generate a WordGenie book and sell it as is, but this does seem like such an excellent way to draft a book in the same way that I use ChatGPT and Gemini to draft articles and even draft ebooks and things like that. I could use Designrr and WordGenie to draft books as well, and then add my own stuff to them. And this automatic image inserter is really cool. So it is based on the context searching Unsplash, which is a really good free, royalty-free image website. And so it's just searching Unsplash for stuff that is relevant to the context, and then you can insert it. And I think it looks like you can search Unsplash as well, or you can just X out of that, or you can add your own images. And you can also add or remove and move around images later. I guess they just added this as part of the drafting process in order to make it easier to get some images in there from the very beginning. And it looks like we are just about done with the drafting here. So I'll just cut the recording here and then skip forward to once the rest of it has been drafted out, and we'll move on to the templates. All right, the draft is complete. So now we can click on choose a template, and they have a whole bunch of really great templates in here. You can filter them by type or by theme or a number of other features over here. And they also have single column and multi-column templates. And depending on the type of book or ebook you're planning on making, that might influence the type of template that you want to use. I usually use the single column ones, but sometimes I'll do a double column. And I think that this one is pretty good for the purpose of this project. So we're going to go with it for now. Looks like the template is pretty ideal for this ebook. And so all I'm really going to have to do is customize a few things and change the cover image, and then we'll be ready to go. All right, we'll deal with the title page in a little bit. First, I'm just going to show you a few things about how to quickly customize the aspects of a Designrr ebook that you want to change. So whether you're importing your own content or using WordGenie, this should be helpful. And so you'll notice that, for example, there's a little bit of a formatting issue with some of the titles. And all we have to do to fix that is to click on the title, and then you'll notice that over on the left-hand side, it's not left aligned. So I just need to make that adjustment and it snaps right over. Now they're both aligned correctly, although what I should have done is use the make changes to all in the upper left-hand corner option. So I'll just go down to chapter 2 where we have the same issue. And now when I click on the title and over on the left-hand side, I'm going to select make changes to all. So now it's going to make this change to all the headings that are the same as that one. And you can do this with any type of element. So for example, if you want all of the body font to be a different size or a different font style or a different color, you can select one paragraph of text and make sure that that dial is turned to make changes to all. And then any changes that you make to that paragraph of text will apply throughout the entire ebook. You can also do that with the header and footer content that you find on most of the pages, including adding a call to action with a link to the footer of every page automatically. And to change the cover image, you just need to come up here to the menu of the cover image and go to select image. And you can see I've got a bunch of images already uploaded. I can always upload more, or I can look at suggested images, which once again are being sourced from Unsplash, and see if I can find anything that I want to use here. And this looks like a pretty nice image of someone sitting in an ergonomic chair. And now that we've got that dealt with, we just need to make our title text look a little bit better. And so the easiest way to do this right now, just really quickly, is probably to add a background. So I'll just select the text and size it down a little bit and add a white background. And I'll just tighten it up with the line height a little bit here. So there, now that doesn't really exclude anything important from the image, but it makes the title really clear and really easy to read. Just make sure that that is working the way I want it to. Okay, that looks better. And I'm just going to make a few more tweaks here. So you get to see a few more of these tools. And I think I want to change the header title here. And so first of all, I'm going to make it a little bit easier to read by changing the color. Just go with black. And then I might edit what it says a little bit. And I'm going to also add my website link to the footer, because I forgot to do that before. So I just come right down here and add my website, or it could be a landing page or any link that you want. And because I've got that thing enabled in the top left corner there, that's going to automatically apply to the footer of every page. So I scroll down, you can see that it's also here. Just open this menu and click on the link button, and there you go. There's my website. And now I'm just going to take a scroll through and fix anything that doesn't look right. So for example, I don't want a heading at the bottom of a page. So if I click on that heading and then the menu, and then I click this little down arrow over here on the right, that will pop it down onto the next page. And there's that. And then there's also a repaginate button at the top of every page. And usually either clicking up or down or going to this little refresh repaginate button will fix any formatting issues pretty quickly for you. And this page doesn't have anything wrong with it, so clicking repaginate didn't do anything. But when it's just a heading out of place like this, it's just easiest to send it to the next section where it's supposed to be. And I'll just keep scrolling through and fixing any of these headings. There might be a way to automate this. I'm not sure. I haven't used Designrr that much recently. I just opened it up again recently because I wanted to make a new version of one of my lead magnets. And so there might be a way to do it automatically, but it's worth at least taking a scroll through and glancing at it. I mean, you should have already proofread it at this point, but taking another read, or at the very least, just scrolling through and seeing, making sure that everything is looking right, looking professional. Because the great thing about Designrr is that it makes it so easy to have a professional looking ebook, right? Like, once we export this as a PDF, it'll be even more clear that this looks like a professionally designed ebook that someone put a lot of design work into, and that's just because it's got good templates. But in order for a template to be effective, you have to at least take a look at it and make sure that everything is falling into place the way that you want it to. And so now I'm going to hit save, and Designrr does have autosave, but I think I have it turned off, possibly because of the browser that I'm using. And now we'll just take a quick look through the different parts of the menu on the left. These are all the various elements that you can just easily drag and drop, like a call to action. If you want to have, instead of a text link or the link at the footer, you can have a button in your ebook that links off to whatever page you want it to. This would also be a really good way to have like a contact us button. You could have it link to any form of messenger that you wanted, or to your website chatbot, or to an open email app button, or a mail to button. And over here on the left, we also have a tab for images and a tab with a number of different shapes and artwork type things that we can add just for design flair. And these are saved elements that I've created, like a bio that I can use on an author page. These are previously saved versions. And once we click on publish, we can decide what type of format we want to use. And if you don't already have a different format in mind, I would recommend going with PDF at first. That stands for Portable Document Format, and it's very easy to upload or download anywhere and to access on any device, whether it's a computer or a tablet or a smartphone or basically anything. And now it's just putting the finishing touches on publishing it and creating the digital file, which I can then download and add to any course software or other method of digital delivery that I might be doing. So I could also open it as a flipbook, but we'll just access the PDF for now. I can download it right with this button right here. And we'll take a quick look. And you can see, like I was saying, in particular, once it's published, it really looks like a professional designer made this and put a decent amount of care into it. But it just takes a decent template and about 10 minutes of going through and making sure it all looks okay. If you're not a Designrr user already, you can grab it using my affiliate link in the description of this video. And I'll also put a link to this landing page where you can sign up for my email list and get access to my list of my favorite AI prompts. You can use them with Gemini or ChatGPT or any other AI chat assistant that you prefer. And they'll really upgrade your ability to write things, including marketing copy and a lot of other stuff, really efficiently. And once you sign up, you'll be redirected to this page, which will remind you to please check your email, click through the double opt-in, and add me to your contacts if you want to make sure that you get all my emails right away. You'll also be able to take a look at one of my products and a bunch of my other tutorials and some educational resources related to using AI for content marketing and all the other ways that it can help you in your business. Thanks so much for watching this video. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and share this with anyone who you think might find it helpful. Remember to check the description for links, and I'll talk to you again soon.